I had a supernatural experience with Jesus that ultimately saved my life, and I want to share that with you. But before we get started, just a warning, there's some pretty heavy topics in my story, so I would just scroll now if you can't handle that, and that's okay. But just some background information. I grew up in a forced religious household. My family were all Roman Catholics, and they pushed that on me. I didn't like it from the time that I was just a little girl up until I was 19-ish. They forced it on me every single week, and I hated it. I never had a close relationship with Jesus like I do now. I didn't like it. I went to CCD, I learned the story. I never really sat down and read the Bible, but they would read it to us in church. I didn't like it, ever. So, obviously, something crazy had to happen to get me to where I am now, that I feel like I'm on fire with the Holy Spirit. But basically, my teenage years especially, I experienced every single type of abuse you can name, you can think of, just check all the boxes. From relationships and my friends, but mainly my parents. They were really abusive towards me. And it got to the point where I was so depressed and riddled with anxiety that I was planning on taking my life. I did not want to be alive anymore. I didn't want to do anything. I was so numbed out from the inside out, just done. And things started getting serious, and I started planning how I was gonna do it. I wrote my notes. I was ready to go. I was done. I couldn't take another day. I was so low. And as a last-ditch effort, I said a prayer, and I said, Jesus, I do not want to be here. I don't want to be here, but I also don't want to be dead. I don't know what to do. And then I had the vision where I wasn't in my body. I was basically where my window was. And I was looking, and it was super, super dark. I couldn't really tell where it was yet. Then I realized it was my bedroom at my parents' house. And I could see my bed frame. And I could see myself, which took me a second to realize it was me, because I wasn't in my body, crying, head down crying like this, how I would every single night, because I was so miserable. I would just sit on my bed and cry myself to sleep every single night. And then I saw Jesus come, and he placed his right hand on me, on my head, because I was crying. And he declared, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. He yelled in the Holy Spirit, and he held his hand on me, and his other hand like this, and his face, he closed his eyes and clenched them shut tight, like he was declaring it over my mind. And since that day, not only have I not experienced a single suicidal thought, I'm not depressed, I don't have anxiety anymore. It was like he just took my brain out and washed it and put it back in my head. So I had been cured from that, but also every single door that needed to open to get me out of my abusive situation opened, and I was able to move out of my abusive household at 19, all while still being in school and working and having a life. I was able to do all of that because of Jesus saving me. I wouldn't have been able to get out without him. People were coming to me. I didn't even have to ask. People were coming to me and saying, hey, do you want to live with me? Do you need this? Do you need this? Let me help you. And I was like, how do you know? Because I didn't tell anyone this. No one knew that I was struggling. No one knew that I was gonna die. I didn't tell anyone my situation. I never opened up about it, but they all of a sudden started coming to me. Let me help you. Let me do this. Let me do this. My bosses at my old job were great to me. It was just miracle after miracle, door after door opening for me. And since that day, I've never felt closer to Jesus. After meeting him for myself and learning who he was on my own terms, absolutely saved my life. And now I think it's my purpose in life to not only spread the word, but raise awareness and bring more people to him. because there's so many people that are struggling like I was that just need Jesus.